Brother, in this video I'll cover 3 mistakes that will prevent you from getting to 10% body fat this summer and how fixing these mistakes made me go from looking like this to looking like this. So without further ado, let's dive into it. So the very first mistake that's preventing you from getting to 10% body fat is your bad self-image. Oftentimes when you go on a fat loss phase, you'll start to count your macros, be a bit more active, doing more cardio, and you'll notice that things don't really go as planned. You notice that your weight is staying the same, and even though you're a lot more active, you're tracking everything and you're really consistent with your diet, you're not losing anything. In fact, you may even be gaining some weight. And then you end up thinking to yourself, I have bad genetics, it's my slow metabolism, and I just can't lose weight, it's just the way it is. So let me tell you, it's not a problem related to your metabolism. It happens there. It is very likely that you're probably not very honest with yourself, that you probably forgot about tracking that little extra cookie you had a few days ago, or that maybe you didn't track the last time you got wasted and you completely got off your diet. One of the main reasons why I was stuck at 30% body fat for many years was because there were a lot of times where I was not completely honest with myself when I was cheating on my diet. I was having the victim mindset. When I was not losing weight, I was always finding a way to not take the entire responsibility for me not losing weight. In life, there are a lot of things we know we should be doing, yet we just don't do them. Oftentimes, we exactly know what we should be doing to get the outcome, yet we just don't do things. For example, I'm sure if you're watching this video, you probably know what you should be doing if you wanted to get to 10% body fat, yet you're probably not following the exact steps you should be doing. I'm sure you exactly know what you should be doing to improve on your finances, and you're probably just not doing it. You probably know what you should do to get better at relationships or with women, yet you probably just don't do it. And it's totally normal. The human brain likes comfort. And as soon as you make it uncomfortable, it will send you signals to get back to your homeostasis and go back to your comfort zone. For example, whenever you go on a fat loss phase, you've been counting your macros for the past few weeks, at some point, your brain will start to send you signals to tell you that you should go back to your comfort zone and eat that little extra bag of cookies or chips. And it comes from something you've had since you were a little child. It is your self-image. The number one mistake that's preventing you from getting to 10% body fat is because you got attached to your bad self-image. And your mind can't conceive that someday you will become lean. You've anchored in your brain that the current body you have is just the way it is, and it will just stay the same for your entire life. The way you perceive yourself is something that your brain got accustomed to, and you gotta change that. And the mindset part of getting to 10% body fat is something that nobody talks about in the fitness industry. But your behavior is strongly attached to your self-image. So every time you cheat on your diet, or every time you want to skip on a workout, you just reinforce your self-image, and you just tell your brain that this is the type of person that you are. So how can you change that? I use this concept called the transformation list. It's basically a bullet point list where you just list out all the current bad things, bad habits that you have. For example, where you are currently right now physically in terms of weight, in terms of body fat percentage, and be completely honest with yourself. How often do you cheat on your diet? What are the bad habits that are preventing you from reaching your goals? Do you drink? Do you get wasted on weekends? Do you cheat on your diet every weekend? Do you add a little guacamole at Chipotle? Do you eat out at KFC? Are you structuring your workout and your diet? Are you tracking your lift when you go to the gym? Are you tracking your macros? Are you weighing your foods? Do you skip any workout? And then on the other side of this bullet list, turn every bad things you know you should not be doing into the things you should be doing. Write down your ideal body fat percentage and your ideal weight. Write down how you're someone that always sticks to their diet. If you often skip your workouts or overeat, write down the following sentence. I'm a man in structure that's accountable to himself, that always goes to the gym and track what he does, whether it's the weights I lift or the food that I eat, and I always structure my workouts. Now, the important thing here is to always keep your statements positive. For example, if you're someone that skips your workout, on the other side of the list on things you should be doing, don't write down, I'm someone that never skips their workout. Instead, write down, I'm someone that always goes to the gym, that always work out. It's a lot more powerful to your mind and to your brain to tell yourself that you're someone that always sticks to their diet, rather than telling yourself that you're someone that never cheats on their diet. Because negativity reinforces your bad self-image. Alright, so right now, before I get into the second mistake that might prevent you from getting to 10% body fat this summer, bro, if you're liking this video, make sure you smash the like button down below. So the second mistake that might prevent you from getting to 10% body fat this summer is that you might be feeding yourself with too much information. A big problem that we face in this internet era is that there's just too much information out there. In fact, your TikTok For You page and your Instagram Explore page are probably filled with a lot of fitness content. It can be hard to know what works and what doesn't, what is bro science and what is evidence-based, what you should be doing and what you shouldn't. There's this quote that I like that goes like, if there's anything worse than knowing too little, it's knowing too much. Education will broaden and narrow mind, but there's no known cure for a big head. When you know too much, you end up not acting, you end up staying in inaction or making bad decisions. Or you might end up thinking stuff like, if I do too many reps on this movement, I'll be overtraining. Or if I eat too many of that carbs before working out, I'll just gain fat. The amount of information we have access to on the internet is extremely huge, and it's quite hard to know who we should follow. So here's a tip I follow when it comes to reaching my fat loss goals and making sure I stay with that tunnel vision. It's what I call the rule of one. You need to have one guide, one goal, and one outcome. Instead of consuming way too much information and following every single fitness influencer or every single resource you find on the internet, just pick one single person, one guide that you trust, that inspires you, and that puts up good quality information on the internet. And I'll get to the people I recommend you guys to follow a bit later on. But what you should do is that you should just find one person and just study that person, follow everything they do, and just listen to them like they were your mentor. Stop getting tricked by the shiny object stuff you'll see on TikTok or Instagram, like the top 5 chest exercise that will make your chest blow up. Because the only intent of the person that creates that type of content is not to provide you guys with a good routine. They just want to come up with something new that will attract eyeballs and that will get them more views. So here are 2 guys that I definitely recommend you guys would follow in your fitness journey to make sure you stay on track and not get overwhelmed by the massive information we have on the internet. The first one is Alpha Destiny. My training philosophy is strongly inspired by this guy. He focuses a lot on building your body within conventional methods that are meant to make any natural lifter stay on track and maximize their results. In fact, putting some weighted calisthenics movements in my routine is really something that has helped me break some plateaus. He's not sharing any type of shiny object routines or clickbaity stuff. He just shares pure value. And I've been following his channel for the past 6 years, and it's really helped me tremendously in my fitness journey. Now, the second person I recommend you follow is Jeff Nippard. So this guy has an evidence-based approach, which is a lot more valuable than following a bro science approach if you're a natural lifter. And there are plenty of other dudes that share some super valuable advice on the fitness industry, but what I recommend you guys do is really follow this rule of one. Pick one person, study everything they share, and follow their advice. Alright, so the third mistake that might prevent you from getting to 10% body fat this summer is something that I did for 3 years, and that has probably made me stuck at 30% body fat as well for 3 years. But hey, before I share it with you guys, if you're liking this video so far, make sure you subscribe to your channel for more content like this one. So that third reason is having no reason why. The thing that's missing, and that's destroying all your fat loss goals, is that you don't have a true reason why you're doing this in the first place. Like, if you want to get 10% body fat, you need to be aware that it's going to be hard, and your brain needs justification whenever you're doing something, especially when it's something hard. Because the only thing your brain wants is to stay comfortable. It's to eat at KFC or Chipotle and just enjoy life and watch Netflix. So if you don't give it a deep reason why you want to achieve this and get to 10% body fat, it will just give you every single possible reason to fail and to go back on eating shitty foods and go back onto like skipping workouts and watching Netflix. So you absolutely need to find yourself a good reason why and a clear goal. So here's what you can do. At first, start by setting yourself a clear goal. Give yourself a specific time frame. When do you want to start your fat loss phase? When do you want to end it? And what's the specific goal behind it? Like, how much weight do you want to lose? At what body fat percentage do you want to be at when you finish this cut? What weight will you be lifting when you'll be completely shredded? Be extremely specific with whatever you're trying to achieve. Then once you're clear about that, break down that goal into small achievable steps that you're going to follow to make that happen. And it should be easy since you've probably completed the checklist that we talked about in step number 1 of this video. So here's an example of how you can frame these small actionable steps to reach your goals. You can write it down on a piece of paper. During that time frame, I will go to the gym 5 times a week, count my macros every day. I'll be a man of accountability and stay accountable to my diet and my macros, and I will always be looking forward to the next workout. Remember, always have positive statements when you're setting yourself goals. Now, here's the last thing I wanted to share with you guys. The 3 mistakes that I just talked about in this video, once I knew how to fix them, it took me 8 months to go from 30% body fat to 10% body fat for the first time in my life. Then I used these principles 2 years later for my second cut and ended up looking like this. And I'm using these principles right now on my third fat loss phase to get leaner than ever. So if you get these right, combined with the good programming, you count your macros, you have some decent amount of muscle mass, you have everything you need to get to 10% body fat very soon. So if you want to go further on your path to get an aesthetic body, I just released this free course where I share with you guys the 4 steps that I follow to get an aesthetic body. I'll put the link to this video somewhere around there. And until next time, I'll talk to you guys very soon. Peace out.